Hey, it's Tony O'Donnell live in Tallahassee, and I'm here with the owner, founder of GrassLands Brewery, Gabe Grass. How are you today?
Doing great. How about you?
It's really good. It's really good. You are, I've said before, you're the gem of local Tallahassee business. You launched in 2015, and here you are ready to go, regional and national. How can you attribute that success?
A lot of persistence and patience, both on people that have been waiting on our beer and our staff. We've evolved as a company. First, we started out as a craft beer bar because we didn't have the license to actually brew our own. We only started brewing in July of 2015, and so it was a very small scale. And so we were a craft bar with a tiny brewery, and then we started to brew more, and so we were a growing brewery with a craft bar, and now we are a full-fledged production brewery. So you can see the system behind us. We've only been brewing on that for about a month and a half, but it's really kind of coming forward now, finally.
What are you drinking tonight, and why?
Drinking Advanced Darkness because it's delicious, and I love dark beers, and it's a good dark beer.
Is it a stout, porter?
It's a porter, robust porter.
I've gotten through most of this glass quicker than I get through most beer, so that's a sign that it's good.
What's your next rollout? What's your next step?
The next step would be, so we are, the month of July, we'll be launching throughout that entire month. So there'll be launch events. So the first one will be at 319 Wine and Cheese. We'll be doing a pairing with Fourth Orbit, our ginger red ale. And then after that, we'll be doing a tap takeover with Growler Country the night after. So it's things like that that'll happen throughout the month of July and possibly into the fall. But it's really kind of making sure that everybody in town is satisfied with the amount of beer that we're sending and the quality of the beer. So that's the main thing that we're concerned about is getting Tallahassee satisfied with the, we're growing as a community too. And when I first started taking a look at where our beer could possibly go, this is way back in 2010, 2011, there were 25, 30 places max. And so when I went out and visited and invited bars and restaurants to come out and taste everything, I visited over 160. That's crazy. It's crazy to see that this tiny community has grown that much, and its appreciation for local craft.
So. And craft beer community nationally and internationally is growing as well. Tell us real quick, Gabe, if you would, about the first small batch you ever brewed. I know you tried brewery for the first time. How did that go?
It was a great beer. We're making way better than that now, I'll tell you that. But now it's I haven't homebrewed in a while. I let my staff do it, and I put out fires here and there and try and grow the brand as much as possible.
What are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking Hopline Bling.
That's their signature beer. Why do you like it so much?
Because it's tasty.
Yeah, it's very tasty. Are you also drinking the Hotline Bling? Or?
Wheat and Tarnation.
Okay. How does that compare? Is it a?
What I told him is it's sort of the same beer without the grapefruit, the ale-y aftertaste.
All right, very good, very good. We're at a great brewery here in Tallahassee, GrassLands Brewery, with two patrons, and they seem happy.
This looks like your average cold room, cold storage. It used to be where we would ferment our product, because we didn't have that capability of control, as I mentioned. But now that we are not using ambient temperature to ferment our product, we're using this room as a converted, now it's cold storage. So all the kegs behind me, these are all dedicated for distribution. We're just waiting on our distributor to come pick them up and people to start ordering them. It's started this week. We've started to see that ball steamroll. It's coming, but we're ready for it. Each batch produces about 30 kegs, 30 of these right down here. And we, if we start to move them into smaller kegs, that number grows. But it's typically around 30 kegs a run. And you tend to see behind me we've got a pallet, 3-stack pallet, ready to go out to our distribution warehouse. We don't want to go over the top and overcommit. An account that we love dearly might not be able to get beer here locally. We want to always be able to take care of Tallahassee. So we'll start out at a couple of select locations outside of market, craft breweries throughout the state of Florida that will, as they want to have guest taps, we're happy to send them beer too.
My name is Spencer Wills. I'm the head brewer at GrassLands Brewing Company. I've been working here since we opened a little over 2.5 years ago. I'm gonna go over four of my favorite beers that we have on tap right now. We have available in the market right now as well. So the first one is Fourth Orbit, which is our red ale with ginger. It's a typical American amber style, but we pack a punch, throw a lot of ginger at the end of the boil, and it almost tastes like a gingerbread cookie a little bit, but it's really nice and balanced. It's really refreshing too. You get some nice citrusy notes on it. The ginger is not super prominent, and it's got a really nice malt backbone on it too. The second beer here is our flagship IPA called Hopline Bling. This is actually the first recipe I ever came up with when I first started brewing about a year and a half ago here. So it's a pretty standard East Coast IPA. Really nice, not too hazy, nice and clear. It's got really good citrusy hop notes on it. We like to advertise it sort of as an IPA for the non-IPA drinkers. It's not overly bitter, which can turn people off a lot on stuff like that. But I think it's really refreshing and drinkable, and it's about right around 7% ABV. It's going to be on taps all over town really soon too. The third one is our award-winning robust porter called Advanced Darkness. It is, as you can see, very dark beer, but very drinkable for having a really strong malt character on it. We get a lot of roast out of the darker malts that we add to the grist. It's definitely become one of our more popular ones. Just in our tap room in general, it does very well. And the fourth one I have, it's the first beer I made, an original recipe that wasn't scaled up from old ones on our larger brewing system. It's a Dunkelweiss, which is a dark German wheat beer. I never got to make one before, and I just had all sort of pieces fall in, and I was really excited to make it. And it's actually become one of my favorite ones, probably the one I drink the most that we have on tap right now.
Live in Tallahassee, 10:30 p.m. Thursday night on Fox 49.